Hello and welcome. I'm FPL Mani and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today it's time for my Gameweek 21 team selection. Let's go! Starting with the goalkeeper, I've chosen Kepa over Ward. I'm not backing any of them to get a clean sheet this game week, but Leicester have been awful in defense and Brighton has been really good in attack. So with Liverpool not playing well at the moment, I slightly back Kepa this game week. But Chelsea hasn't been great and the game is at Anfield, so it's a tough decision. In defense, we have Trippier, White and Cancelo. Trippier is going nowhere and will always start in my team. He's one of the most essential players in the game at the moment. He's so consistent with clean sheet and bonus points. If it wasn't for the potential blank game week in 25, I would most likely double up on the Newcastle defense. Arsenal has been in really good form this season and is the best team in the league. Even with a tricky fixture against United, I would back them for a clean sheet. So White is starting for me. Cancelo is the main problem in my team. He's not nailed anymore and needs to go, but it's hard to see who to transfer in. And with the potential double game week in game week 22 and the blank game week 25, I would like to have more information before doing the transfer. But that information will most likely come after the game week 21 deadline. So my plan is to keep him for one more game week. Luke Shaw is on the bench. I don't see United keeping a clean sheet in this one away to Arsenal. It doesn't help that Casemiro got suspended for the match as well. If I keep Cancelo for one more game week, I will most likely bench him and play Luke Shaw. And lastly on my bench, Patterson is out with a knee injury, but is staying for now. I might need to consider moving him on if I need to call on my bench in game week 25. Starting off in the midfield, we have Mason Mount, and he's another player I want to transfer out soon. I was hoping he would be my differential that could boost my rankings, but he's not been good at all, and even got injured in the double game week. But as with Cancelo, I would like to wait one more game week before doing any transfer to get more information. Maybe he can get something against Liverpool's shaky defense. Rashford has been on fire after the World Cup break, so he's not going anywhere. But I don't expect the match to have a lot of goal. But going forward, he's a keep for sure. Kevin De Bruyne is starting to become a frustrating player to own, at least for me. Not producing the points and even got benched in the double for personal reasons. Still not a priority transfer out until after the double game week in 23. I got 0.8 million tied up in Martinelli, so he's been so good for his price. So he's staying. Plan is to double up in the Arsenal attack with Martinelli and Ødegaard. But don't see the upside of doing this for this game week. For the tricky fixture against United. Andreas is on the bench, where he will stay most weeks, a cheap and good player to call upon when needed. Looking at the forwards, we have Mitrovic, not the best matches coming up, but he's a player you know will start and play 90 minutes. So he's staying for now, but I expect him to lose penalties soon after missing his last two. Next up is Haaland. Not much to say here, everyone has him for a reason. One of the few almost nailed City players, and he keeps scoring goals. And last up, Ivan Toney, and he's a tricky one with his potential ban for breaking the gambling rules. So he's not a long time hold, but has some really good fixtures against Leeds and Southampton coming up. So keeping him for at least the next 2 game weeks. To summarize, Cancelo and Mount are my priority transfers out, but I plan to roll a transfer this game week. I think the upside of getting 2 free transfers next game week, when we have more information about any upcoming double game weeks and the likely blank game week in 25, is too good to pass up. But if you want to know my final decision, check out my Twitter account I would tweet out my team 10-15 minutes before the deadline. Seeing you in the next one.